Peace, love, and blessings, fam. I had a friend that made a post the other day where he spoke of losing trust in a relationship, and even though you may be able to come to terms with acceptance and rectifying what took place, but he said it was similar to an open casket waiting to be filled. And so he asked me if I would speak on that. Trust is a hard thing to come by after it's broken. Many times we don't realize that we open the door for trust almost immediately within seconds of meeting a person, depending on how you are. Not everybody is like that. Some of us are more trusting than others off the muscle, and we don't actually put a lot of thought into that. But personally, in my past, I have been a unfaithful individual with regard to my fiance or a girlfriend that I was dating at the time. It doesn't really matter what the excuse or the explanation was. It was the fact that after the trust was broken, it was so hard to move forward for the other individual for the sake that I lied. Because in my case, I was asked and I withheld the truth until it blew up in my face. And I was even told in one instance that the fact she couldn't trust me was the fact that I lied. It wasn't even about what I had done. We have to come to terms with the decisions and the choices that we make, because they are our own responsibility. And we may not take into account how it affects the next individual. If you've hurt someone, do your best to reconcile it. Now, I'm pretty sure there are so many different questions that could come about, so many justifications, so many scenarios, but each scenario is based on the individuals involved, the perspectives that are held, and what is deemed right or wrong. Because what may be okay in one relationship may not be okay in the next relationship. What may be acceptable in one relationship may not be okay in the next relationship. At the end of the day, if you've messed up and you've been the one that has broken the threshold of trust, because we know trust goes so far, and there are some times where an individual will continually let you disrespect them by being untrustworthy until they just can't take it no more, until the straw breaks the camel's back. But if you are the individual that has been untrustworthy, open up. If you feel you owe this person an apology, please do that. If it's a situation where in your best interest is just best to move on because you're afraid of speaking the truth, then don't drag that person through that. Just go ahead, move forward with life, because the truth will inevitably come back to bite you in the behind. And I'm specifically speaking to married couples or individuals that are in a relationship and you know you're not necessarily happy, and you know you're doing things that the other partner might not know about. Hey, it's time to just go ahead and bite that bullet. Now, I'm not going to speak on anybody with these play relationships. You a serial dater, you rebounding, because really in truth we know what happens when you rebound date. You may not necessarily stay with that person for very long, because you're actually using that individual to rebuild your self-esteem so you can feel like you got it again, and then you're gonna move on to the next one. But if you are in a committed relationship, if you are calling yourself wanting to take it to the next level, then it's time to open up a gateway to encourage trust. It's time to show this individual that they can trust you and that they should trust you. And yo, I'm gonna tell you straight up, one of the issues that I had that I didn't even realize was the fact that if your partner is insecure about something and y'all in a serious relationship, it could be something you have done. It could be something from their past. It could be a guilty conscience. You never know. But I put it to you like this. If your partner is showing signs of insecurity, or you see the untrust building and you know you haven't done anything, please don't do anything stupid. There is no way you can justify doing it because they kept accusing you. And yes, I had that little boy mindset at one time where my excuse was, I did it because they kept accusing me all the time anyway, so might as well. Yeah. All I did is dig a hole deeper for myself. And you know what happens when you're in a hole and you still digging? You only throwing more dirt on yourself. And that's what I did. With the partner that I did that with, I even found out later on that they had been unfaithful. But could I be mad? No. Because they had already found out about my infidelity. So, do I blame them? No. Is it wrong? Depends on their perspective. I could say I was wrong. It was wrong. But in life, I am only responsible for my own actions, not the next person's actions, unless, I will say this, my actions caused an individual to make a decision contrary to what they would have chose. So in life, you have to be responsible for yourself. Once you get in a committed relationship, you pretty much co-sign on making the best choices for you and your partner. So if you do something that affects your partner a certain way, you have to accept the amount of responsibility for that. So yeah, that's my take on trust in relationships. If you have a disagreement or something that you'd like to add that you felt I missed on, or any questions, please tap in. Let's start a discussion on this, because we should open up a door to create trust within our communities, to create love, to foster understanding, personal and collective growth. So, peace.